Welcome into PFF TV. Week 5 of the NFL season is in the books, bar Monday Night Football, and it's time to turn our attention towards Premium Stats 2.0 for some of the stories coming out of this weekend. You can see here grades available for all these games. They're in your Premium Stats package already for you to root into. But the one I want to dive into is this Minnesota Vikings 23-21 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. For one of the stories of this weekend, right here you can see any one of these games, you can get 14 different PFF reports for each team, for each side of the ball to focus in on. The one I want to look at first is this offensive summary up here, where we get to see the best graded players on that Minnesota Vikings offense. Number 1 is Adam Thielen there with a 90.1 overall grade. He was phenomenal again yesterday. But number 2 is Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins, 80.2 overall. An extremely impressive game from Kirk Cousins in the face of what was sustained pressure and what I thought would be one of the factors of this game heading into it. We can dive here into Cousins' overall passing map and give you an indication of where he was so good and where he struggled. Deep down the left sideline, nothing doing there, but 1 for 1 deep in the middle, 2 for 2 deep down the right sideline with that outstanding PFF grade of 94.8, largely thanks to this spectacular pass to Adam Thielen with pressure in his face. And it's pressure in his face, the thing that I really want to talk about, because heading into this game, this looked like a reboot of the NFC Championship game in terms of the Eagles' dominant defensive front taking it to that Minnesota Vikings offensive line. Heading into this game, the Vikings O-line had given up 81 total pressures so far this season. That was by far the most of any team in football. Granted, they had played more passing plays than any team in football. So on a per pass play basis, it was a little bit better than that, but it was still catastrophically bad no matter what way you look at it. And the Eagles still have one of the best defensive fronts in football. So that looked like it was going to be game over right there. In the NFC Championship game, the Eagles pressured Case Keenum on 48% of his dropbacks, and that was basically just curtains. He could not function from that pressure. Cousins, though, he was still pressured quite a bit, as we can see down here. 18 dropbacks, 16 attempts, so that's quite an amount of pressure from 41 total dropbacks. But his performance under pressure was absolutely phenomenal compared with Case Keenum's in that NFC Championship game. 89.0 overall grade, 90.0 passing grade, a passer rating of 134.1, 1 touchdown. This was the story of this game. Kirk Cousins was able to perform in the face of some sustained and impressive pressure. And if we look here, if you go to the by position tab up there in the top right-hand side, you can dive up specific reports for specific elements of the game. This one is quarterbacks passing under pressure, and here you can adjust the weeks that we're talking about. Right now we're looking at just week 5 to reflect this past week's games, and Kirk Cousins there, you see, had the most passing yards of any quarterback whilst under pressure in the league. 21 more than the next most quarterback, which was Deshaun Watson. Patrick Mahomes there with 137. Kirk Cousins up there with 134 passer rating. Deshaun Watson right behind him in terms of yardage, but his passer rating was 50 points lower, 60 points lower rather. That's the kind of performance we're talking about from Kirk Cousins. Again, if you look at this by position reports, you get to see all the position reports you have for each team. I want to look at time in the pocket for the quarterback, because that's another element of pressure. When you dial up time in the pocket, we can see Kirk Cousins relatively quick on this time to throw thing. If I can find it here. There he is, number 20, 2.45 average. That's this season, but if we dial in to just week 5 of the regular season against the Eagles, he jumps up to number 6, 2.4 on average time to throw, 2.4 seconds. So he was getting the ball out of his hands fast and still getting a huge amount of pressure and able to play at such a high level. These are the kinds of stories you can dive in, you can pull out the insights you can pull from Premium Stats 2.0. All the games for week 5 are up there already. Dive in, get your Premium Stats 2.0. It's all part of your PFF Elite package. If you don't have it, dive in right now. You won't regret it. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you hit like, hit the subscribe button, and check out all the rest of our YouTube content.